Hi there, I hope you're doing good today. I'm going to teach you how to use measurement in solving word problems. I'm teacher Lemuel and I'm going to be your mentor for this video. First things first, we need to have a review and reawaken our ideas with regards to converting systems of measurements. I have here a few examples that we're going to discuss and tackle, so please jot down notes on the important parts that we will discuss about. Let's start with number 1. Convert 9 kilometers to centimeters. Before we solve any word problem, we need to identify first the thing that we are going to solve, and that is how many centimeters are there in a kilometer. I hope you can still remember the phrase, King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk, because this is the acronym for the members of the metric system units. In this case, we're going to use meter, and we're going to affix the prefixes kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, and milli on the meter unit, and we will have this: the kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, and millimeter. Now, converting kilometer to centimeters, we need to hop 5 times, and each hop we need to multiply it by 10. Okay, so from kilometer to centimeter we will have 100,000, meaning the conversion fact 1 kilometer equals 100,000 centimeters is what we're going to use later on. Okay, so to convert a unit to another unit, we use this. So smaller unit divided by larger unit equals smaller unit divided by larger unit. It may seem confusing and vague, but let's replace the values on them. Okay, but before that, we first need to let x be the value of 9 kilometers in centimeters. Now, what are we going to put on here? So it says here smaller unit. So from kilometer and centimeter, we know that the smaller unit is the centimeter. So we will put the value with the centimeter unit at the top part or the numerator. So in this case, we will put 100 centimeters here at the top and then 1 kilometer at the bottom. Okay, it may be on any side, the left or the right, as long as the conversion fact should be together. So it should look like this: 100,000 centimeters divided by 1 kilometer equals x centimeters from here, and then the thing that we need to convert, which is 9 kilometers, and it's put at the bottom. Okay, so next step is we need to cross multiply them, and now we will arrive at this: 100,000 centimeters times 9 kilometers equals x centimeters times 1 kilometer. Solving that, we will have but before that, we first need to remove the units to avoid confusion, because how are we going to multiply them if the units are hindering the process? Okay, so after that, we will arrive at this: 100,000 times 9 equals x times 1, and our final answer will be x equals 900,000. So therefore, 9 kilometers is equal to 900,000 centimeters. Good job, everyone. So let's now proceed on the next example. Our problem will be how many seconds are there in 15 minutes. So we need to know the conversion of seconds to minutes and vice versa. I hope you can still remember this. This is an English system of measurement for time, and we will focus on the minute and second conversion. So 1 minute times 60 is equal to 60 seconds, meaning we have the conversion fact 1 minute equals 60 seconds, and this is what we're going to use. This is what we're going to use to proceed on the next step. Conversion of 15 minutes, which will lead us to letting x be the value of 15 minutes in seconds. Since the seconds unit is smaller than the minutes unit, we're going to place 60 seconds on the smaller unit part, and you can put it on the left side or the right side, it's your choice, and we will still have the correct answer. Okay, always remember that the conversion fact should be together and the value to be converted should be on the other side of the equal sign. Going back, 1 minute will be put on the larger unit part, and since 15 minutes has a larger unit, we will place it on the remaining larger units part. We don't yet have the value for the seconds unit, so that will be x seconds on the remaining place for the smaller unit. Next step is that we are going to cross multiply them, so we will arrive with 60 seconds times 15 minutes equals x seconds times 1 minute. So again, to avoid confusion, we will remove the units. And this will lead us to 60 times 15 equals x times 1, and the value of x will be 900. So 900 came from 60 times 15, and then x times 1 is x. So therefore, there are 900 seconds in 15 minutes, and that will be a good job for all of you if you get that as well. So let's move on to the next item. What is the average speed of a cyclist who traveled 90 kilometers in 5 hours? Let's review about the average speed. Speed is the rate of distance traveled per unit time, which means kph is also known as kilometer per hour or kilometers per hour, and m over s or mps means meter per second or meters per second. Remember the line distance traveled per unit time. So from our word problem, the distance traveled is 90 kilometers and the time is 5 hours. We just need to downsize it to unit time or unit hours, which will lead us to the formula. Average speed is the distance traveled divided by the time taken by an object. Okay, take note of this. Average speed is equal to the total distance traveled over the total time taken. So from here, we will place the values from the word problem. So 90 kilometers is considered as the distance traveled and the total time taken is 5 hours. Now let's divide them. 90 divided by 5 is equal to 18, and you will ask me why is there 1 below? So it's because we are going to look for the average speed, and what I have said earlier, we need to downsize the units time or the units hour to 1. Okay, unit means 1, so there is 1 there below. Okay, so our average speed will be 18 kilometers per hour. Okay, good job. Now let's proceed to the next example. How much will an electric bill of a household be in 24 hours if the cost of electricity is 1 peso and 40 centavos? Sometimes there are conversions that are already present in the given situation. In this case, the given conversion is the cost of electricity per hour, which is 1 peso and 40 centavos. Okay? So from our conversion, let's place the values in our formula. Remember, the conversion fact should be together, and on the other side, is are the values that we're going to convert. So in this case, we will let x be the cost of electricity in 24 hours. Now placing them on our formula, that will be 1 peso and 40 centavos divided by 1 hour equals x pesos divided by 24 hours. So we will cross multiply them and we will arrive at 1 peso and 40 cents times 24 hours equals x pesos times 1 hour. So to avoid confusion, we will remove the units and we will arrive at 1 peso and 1.40 times 24 equals x times 1. To solve that, we will have x equals 33.60. Therefore, the electric bill in 24 hours of a household will be 33 pesos and 60 cents. Good job! Next example. How old will Ella be on the new year of 2020 if her birthday is February 1, 2004? Before proceeding with our solution, we need to know that there are 12 months in a year and there are January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. All of this, there are 12 months in a year. Now, we will count manually. From February 1, 2004 up to the new year of 2005, so that's January 1, we know that New Year is always celebrated on January 1. So from February to January of the next year, that will be 11 months. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Okay? And starting from January 1, 2005, going to January 1, 2020, there are 15 years. So adding them up, we have 15 years and 11 months. So therefore, Ella is 15 years and 11 months on the new year of 2020. Okay? So, from the given examples that we tackled, I hope that you can visualize the concept of measuring quantities, which are very essential in real life situation, and we should never forget about this. Okay? So let's now discuss the concepts of measurement. And we have 4 steps in solving a word problem, especially if it involves measurement. And step 1 is the C. So we are going to see what kind of conversion fact are we dealing in the problem. Let's conceptualize the conversion fact and use it for our next step, which will be the plan. And having this appropriate conversion from step 1 and gathering the needed values, we now plan what to do and proceed to our next step, which is do. And in this part, we are going to perform the indicated plan and simplify our answer. That means we are going to execute our plan in this, and we should arrive with the correct answer. Lastly, we need to look back. And in this step, we should assure ourselves that our answer satisfies all the given information, especially the needed answer for our word problems. Actually, this is what we are doing from the earlier 5 examples. And you should take note of this, and we will apply this again on another set of examples. Okay? Okay, let's have number 1. A snail moves at a constant rate of 25 centimeters per minute, and at this rate, how many days will it take the snail to crawl 80 meters? Okay? So, without actually focusing on the 4 steps of solving a word problem, we can still manage to do it Okay? So what do we always do when we are actually solving a word problem? We always see what kind of problem we are dealing at. So in this case, we are going to look for the conversion fact that is involved in the word problem. So that is 25 centimeters per minute, and how many days will it take the snail to crawl 80 meters? As you can see, we have centimeters and meters, which are two different metric units. So we need to convert this to metric units from meter to centimeter. So that will be 2 hops from meter to centimeter times 10 and another 10. So meaning 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So we are going to add that in our plan. Okay? So we have seen that we are going to deal with the conversion of meters to centimeters, and then we let x be the value of 80 meters in centimeters. So that will be 10 cm over 1 m equals x cm over 80 m. So we are going to have another one, which are the minute and the hours. So in this case, we're going to focus on the hours and the minutes. So meaning 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Yun yung isa pang conversion unit that we're going to need. So our plan, we are going to convert the 25 centimeters into meters, and then afterwards we're going to exchange it from centimeters to hours. Okay, so let's now perform the indicated plan, and then we will simplify our answer. So 100 divided by 1 equals x divided by 80. So we will cross multiply, and then we will arrive at 100 times 80 equals x times 1. I already removed the units, so kaya ganito na lang itsura niya. So we will lead to x equals 80,000 centimeters. Meaning, we converted 80 meters to centimeters, which led to 8,000 cm. Okay, which means the snail crawls 80 meters, and then we converted it became 8,000 centimeters. Now we are one by one satisfying the cm per minute. Okay, then afterwards we divide it by 25, which is 320 centimeters per minute. Okay? So, paano yun in hours? So, we will divide it by 60, and it will lead us to 5.33 hours. So, let's look back. Did we satisfy the question, how many hours will it take the snail to crawl 80 meters? Okay? So that will be 5.33 hours, and it will take the snail 5.33 hours to walk at an average of 25 cm per unit. Okay? Remember now, we cannot proceed on the solution if we are not able to convert what needs to be converted. Okay, next one. G wants to fence his rectangular garden, which has a length of 22 feet and a width of 10 feet, with 2 rows of barbed wire. How much money will he need if the barbed wire is sold at 20 pesos per meter? Okay, first step. What are we dealing with this problem? So, the rectangular garden has a length of 22 feet and a width of 10 feet. But the price of the barbed wire is 20 pesos per meter. Again, we have a different unit and we need to convert it. Okay? So from the conversion table, the meter converted to feet, that will be 3.28. So 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet. And that's a conversion fact that we are going to use later on. Okay? So we need to gather all our facts. 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet. The length of the rectangular garden is 22 feet. The width is 10 feet. Okay? So, we now need to plan, and we need to convert the measurements to meter. So 10 feet and 22 feet needs to be converted to meters because we need to satisfy this price of the barbed wire, which is 20 pesos per meter. Okay? Another one is we need to solve for the length of the barbed wire to be used. So that will be the perimeter of the rectangular garden. And another one is we need to solve for the cost of the barbed wire, in which we will satisfy the word problem if we arrive with the correct answer. Okay? Now let's now execute our plan. First one, we will solve the length of the barbed wire to be used, or the perimeter of the rectangular garden, which will be 2L plus 2W. Actually, this is the formula for solving for the perimeter of a rectangle. So executing that, we will have 2 times 22 plus 2 times 10, which will be 44 plus 20, and the perimeter of the rectangular garden is 64. But Gio said that he needs to have 2 rows of barbed wire. So from that 64, which is the perimeter, we'll multiply it by 2 rows. So Gio will need 128 feet of barbed wire. And remember the barbed wire is sold at 20 pesos per meter, and we have here 128 feet. So next step, we will convert the measurements from feet to meter. Okay? So that will be 3.28 feet over 1 meter, which is our conversion fact, equals 128 feet over x meters. Okay? We let x be the measurement of 128 feet into meters. Now we will cross multiply them and we will arrive at 3.28 times x equals 1 times 128. Then we will have 3.28 equals x equals 128. So we need to divide both sides by 3.28 so that x will remain here on the left side. So that will be cancelled out, and then 128 divided by 3.28, we will have x equals 39.02 meters. Now Gio will need 39.02 meters of barbed wire. Now how much will it be? Okay, so last step will be solve for the cost of the barbed wire. Now we will have 39.02 times 20, because 39.02 is already in meters. We can now multiply it on the cost of the barbed wire. Okay? So 39.02 times 20, we will have 780.40 pesos. Now let's look back. Did we satisfy what the word problem needs? So the question is, how much money will he need if the barbed wire is sold at 20 pesos per meter? Our answer is 780 pesos and 40 centavos. So therefore, Gio will need 780 pesos and 40 centavos. Okay? Next one. Problem number 3. The length of a rectangular lot is 12 meters and the width is 550 centimeters. Find the area. So, let's see what we're dealing with in this problem. So, we have the measurements of the rectangular lot, which is 12 meters and 550 centimeters. As you can see, they have a different unit, namely meter and centimeter. So before we are able to find the area, we first need to convert one of them and make them similar in terms of the unit. Okay? So we will convert meter to centimeter or centimeter to meter. Whichever your choice will be, it would still arrive with the same answer. But in this case, we will convert meter to centimeter. And that we will arrive with a conversion fact, 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Okay? Now, let's plan what we are going to do. So we have the dimensions of the rectangular lot. So we need to convert first 550 centimeters into meters, which will arrive us into this conversion solution. Okay, then after this we will cross multiply. After converting them, we will now solve the area of the rectangular lot. Now let's execute our plan. 100 centimeters divided by 1 meter equals 550 centimeters over x meters, which is the missing link. Now we will cross multiply them and we will arrive at 550 times 1 equals 100 times x. Then solving them, we have 550 and 100 x. Then we will remove 100 from the x by dividing them both sides by the number. So 100 will be cancelled out, and 550 divided by 100, we will have 5.5 meters. Okay, why meters? Because it is the missing unit here, and we need to convert 550 into meters. Okay? Now, next step is we are going to solve for the rectangular lot, and the area for a rectangle is length times width. The length is 12 meters and the width that we will use is the 5.5. Okay, so 12 times 5.5, this will lead us to 66 square meters. Now let's look back if we satisfied the need of the word problem. So in this case, we need to find the area, and we found it, and our answer is 66 square meters. So therefore, the area of the rectangular lot is 66 square meters. Okay, next one. 3 yards of ribbon will be cut into 7 equal pieces. How long in centimeters is each piece? So let's see what we are dealing with this problem. So the conversion fact will be yards to centimeters, because given here are 3 yards of ribbon and we need to know how long in centimeters is each piece. if we will divide it into 7 equal pieces. So to convert that, let's see what's in our conversion table. 1 yard is equal to 91.4 centimeters. Oh, let's take note of that. 1 yard is equal to 91.4 centimeters. We're gonna use that later on. Now let's plan what we're going to do. So we need to convert the 3 yards of ribbon into centimeters. Now we will use this in our execution stage. Okay? Then after converting that, we need to divide it into 7 equal pieces. Diba? So let's now execute our plan. We will first convert 3 yards of ribbon into centimeters. So that will be 91.4 centimeters divided by 1 yard is equal to x centimeters divided by 3 yards. Then cross multiply. We have 91.4 times 3 equals 1 times x. So this will be 274.2 centimeters equals x. Okay, the next step, we will divide the result by 7 because the ribbon needs to be cut into 7 equal pieces. So that will be 274 divided by 2. 0.2 divided by 7 is equal to 39.17 centimeters. So the question is, how long in centimeters is each piece? And we arrived with the answer 39.17 centimeters. So each piece of ribbon will be 39.17 centimeters. Okay, last one. On a 130,000 meter trip, a car traveled at an average speed of 55 kilometers per hour. For how long did the car travel? So in this case, we need to convert the 130,000 meter trip into kilometers. Why? Because the average speed of the car is 55 kilometers per hour. So kilometer is a larger unit than the meter, and they are both members of the metric system units for length. Okay? So we need to convert meter to kilometer from a smaller unit going to a larger unit. So 1 kilometer will be is equal to 1,000 meters. Okay? So let's plan our strategy to solve this word problem. So we will convert it and we will arrive at 1,000 meters divided by 1 kilometer equals 130,000 meters divided by x kilometers. And our next step will be answering this question. For how long did the car travel? Okay, so we will divide it by the average speed of the car. Okay, now let's have the execution. So for the conversion, we divide 1,001 equals 130,000 and x. Divided by x. Cross multiplying them, we will arrive at 1,000 times x equals 1 times 130,000. Arriving with the answer, we will have 1,000 x and 130,000, and we will divide them both sides by 1,000, so x will remain there, and our answer will be 130 kilometers. So the car traveled a 130 kilometer trip. How long will that be if its average speed is 55 kilometers per hour? So we need to divide the result by the average speed of the car, which is 55. So from that, we will have 130 kilometers divided by 55 kilometers per hour. So we will remove the same units and we will arrive at 2.36 hours. Okay? So let's look back. If we answer the word problem, double check our solution. So the question is, for how long did the car travel? And our answer is, the car traveled for 2.36 hours. Okay? So I hope you caught a glimpse of learnings on our video, and this is now your turn to solve and apply what you have learned from this video. Okay, I have here an activity for you to answer. So you're going to solve the problem below, and you should apply the steps in solving measurement problems. Okay? So Mr. Reyes has a rectangular lot that measures 550 meters by 0.75 kilometers. Question is, what is the area of the land in square meter? Next is, if he's selling the whole lot for 206,250,000, how much is the price per square meter? Okay? So, thank you for listening and watching this video, and have a great day.